Hey everyone, Tech OG here, representing those who are 40 and up who love their tech. I hope you can bear with me on this video because this is going to be my first video where, even though I don't use script, I just started typing this up just to put down some specs about a particular device I'm going to talk about, but it turned into a script. So this is going to be half script, half freestyle. So bear with me as I try this new style. I hope you like it. This video is going to be about a phone that I have adored for a very long time. There's a lot of great phones that are out there right now, past and present, old, new, doesn't matter. But sometimes you may come across a particular piece of tech that you cherish a lot because of whatever reasons why you like it. Features, form factor, maybe battery size, who knows? There's a lot of different features on a lot of different phones that people like, but there's might be one phone that encompasses a lot of features from a bevy of phones that's in one phone. Now, I'm sure you all know about the new releases of tech from Apple, Google, and Samsung. From new processors to new cameras to the use of AI, this new tech has an array of features to entice you to trade in your existing device for a shiny new piece of tech. When I first started getting into tech, I too was captivated with the new or the next best thing, even though I had a great piece of tech at the time. The two tech companies that have always caught my eye when it came to smartphones were Apple and Samsung, of course. I liked Apple phones at the time because, well, this is strange, I could jailbreak them and customize them the way that I wanted with jailbreak tweaks. The jailbreak tweaks were much better than the default phone features. I like Samsung phones, well, the earlier phones, because of the longevity of the phone, removable battery, micro SD card slot, user repairability, and because you could pretty much install any app from any Android phase, Nugget, Lollipop, pretty much all of them. And I have a lot of those apps on a lot of my Samsung phones that I have right now. Out of the phones I've owned, my favorites were, and I do have a couple of these phones on my person right now. One phone that I really did like was the iPhone 5 and 5S for its form factor. The iPhone 6 for its thinness, the Galaxy 5S because you can remove the battery and the micro SD card slot, the Galaxy Note 8 and Note 9 for their processing power and innovative design and features, the Unihertz Jelly or Jelly 2 and the Unihertz Star, which is this one right here, for its tiny size yet packed with features galore, including a headphone jack, and the LG V60 for one of the best versatile phones ever made. Bar none. This phone is awesome. In modern times or today's times, the Samsung Fold series and the Motorola Razr 2023 are both excellent phones. Despite these favorites of mine, there's one phone that has been my GO phone. And GO is an acronym for greatest of all time. One that has a hodgepodge of features of my favorite phones all rolled into one. We all know for a fact that there's no such thing as a perfect smartphone, but we all may have one that has come close to what we like in a smartphone. For me, that phone is the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. Despite trying out a plethora of smartphones, I keep going back to this. Let me tell you why. When the Note 20 Ultra came out in August 2020, it was a tall phone with a small camera pimple punch-out hole at the top of the screen. It boasted a fast Snapdragon 865 processor, Adreno 650 GPU, a dynamic AMOLED screen, micro SD card expandable storage on the SIM card tray, between 128 and 512 internal storage, either 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM, fantastic rear cameras, an on-screen fingerprint reader, wireless and reverse wireless charging, Samsung DeX, and the 4500 milliamp battery that was technically user replaceable. Now, why is this, Michael? Why is this the phone of phones for me? Reason number one, nice form factor. Although it's tall, it's not too thick, it's not too thin. Even with a case, it's not too thick, not too thin. Without a case, it feels really good in the hand. It may be a little bit slippery, but it really feels good in the hand because of the curved outlines on the sides. It just fits really nicely. It just doesn't feel cumbersome in your hand at all. Really nice form factor, even with the camera bump on the back. Reason number two, some cool features such as dual recording. This is one of the best things that ever came out for any kind of phone. To be able to record with both cameras, front and back, this is awesome. I really like the home screen gestures as well. Instead of having the buttons on the bottom, I like sliding my finger up to have the recent apps and using the left side for back and the middle to go back to, let's say you open up an app, back to the home screen. I like those gestures. And widgets. Oh, the widgets are so cool. I could have an open page and have a lot of my music widgets on this one, so I could change between songs just from one page. Have other widgets on here, have your calendar. Widgets are just cool shortcuts. Instead of just finding the app and opening the app, you can have everything on one page so that you can have access to it all. Reason number three, and this is a strange reason, but an excellent reason. You can still pair this to older Samsung smartwatches. I found this on eBay a couple of days ago. This is a Samsung Galaxy S watch. This watch was one of the coolest watches Samsung has ever made. Look at that screen. Look at it's a curved screen at that, and the only curved screen watch made by any smartphone company. I love this watch. Have always been a fan of it. And I had to get it again. And knowing that the Note 20 Ultra is one of the last phones that can pair with older smartwatches, it's a no-brainer for me to get this phone to be able to use this watch with it. So if I get a phone call, I can answer the phone from the watch, and they can hear me quite clearly from the watch. Turn off my alarms, play music from here, control my music apps. It's just great. Reason number four, and I'll show you through the My Files app, expandable storage. With the expandable storage, you can have your external storage and put, apps on there, but with your expandable storage, and check out my expandable storage on my SD card, I'm using a 1.5 terabyte card in here. And I have a bevy of retro games on here. So this device basically is a multi-use device for pretty much everything: movies, games, content, of course, just the regular smartphone features, reading your emails, surfing the web, looking at YouTube. This is everything. And having that expandable storage allows you to store a lot of files on your card to have on deck, on the phone itself at any given time. It is awesome. And I will be making a separate video of my retro games. Reason 5, this still has a very decent processor. The Snapdragon 865 is nothing to sneeze at. I have been playing a version of a Nintendo Switch emulator on here, and you would think because this phone is a little bit older, because it's like 4 years old, you would think that the games would play a little slow. You're going to be very surprised of the gameplay on here, as I was when I was testing some games out last night. There's one game that I've been trying to play, and it probably is playable. I just have to figure it out. It's a Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. I have been playing it, but when you get into the game, there's some graphical glitches, and it's just unplayable. But I am very determined to see if I can get it to work. But a lot of other games, definitely over 90% of the Switch games, are very playable on here. Reason number 6, OTG capability. So the USB-C slot at the bottom allows you to connect external tech devices. You can use an external hard drive if you want to. So I have them right over there. If I put an adapter at the end of the USB port, not port, but and what do you call it? The cable. Oh my gosh. If I get an adapter, I can connect it to here and I can transfer stuff from that drive to this phone. So with that capability, you can be a little innovative and you can expand the storage some more. So with this adapter, this little setup I got right here, when I plug it in, this allows me to add as much storage as I want to, extra storage as I want. Besides the micro SD card slot that's in here and the 1.5 terabyte storage card that I have installed, I got a 1 terabyte right here. So I'm adding, I can add an extra 1 terabyte of storage and keep this out the way to still use the phone and keep this on the phone to have the extra storage on here. How cool is that? Reason number 7, this still has a very decent battery. Now, it might be an old battery, but even though it's not meant for you to replace a battery, you can. If you find and watch some YouTube videos of someone taking this phone apart and you try it yourself, even though you might feel a little scared for taking this phone apart, it's easier than you think. I was able to do it, and now I don't need to watch a video anymore. I can actually take this phone apart right now, hands down, replace the battery, even replace the digitizer screen. It is pretty easy. I can replace the speaker on here. Pretty easy stuff once you learn it. So this can last a very long time because like I said, the battery's getting old. Take it apart, replace the battery, put it back together. This can have longevity like you would not believe. Reason number 8, this has a nice, vivid, and large screen. This screen is nice. I mean, even though it's a tall phone, it's a nice phone to view content, play your games, read content. It's just a fantastic device. I've dimmed down the vividness in the settings so that I can save on battery power. So I have to go to display, and I got the brightness down. I got the motion smoothness to standard. So I'm not running this at 120 hertz. I'm running this at a regular 60 hertz because I don't care about the smoothness. I care about keeping this and using this throughout my day without the battery depleting during half of my day. So I got it on standard, and I got the screen mode on natural instead of vivid. If you get on vivid, the colors will pop out a little bit more. And you can actually adjust the vividness so you can make the colors cool or warm. But like I said, I got mine on natural to save on the battery power. And reason number 9, in 2024, this is very cost efficient. I found this on eBay, no cracks, no anything, for $282. And you pay one price and you're done. So you don't need to pay for this for 2 years, 3 years, 20 years, because phones are getting very expensive these days. I mean, the Fold series without any trade-ins, $1,900 or even $2,100 if you go for the 1 terabyte storage option. My God, that's a lot of money for a phone. I mean, that price, you can buy a laptop. You can get yourself a watch. You can get yourself a phone, laptop, and watch with that one price. Very expensive these phones are getting. And the trifold one by, I think is what, Huawei? That trifold phone? $3,000? Don't get me wrong, that's a nice looking phone. Because it's basically like having a laptop in your pocket. If you pair a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse to it, that is sick. That is sickness. But it's $3,000. It's only being sold in China. And from what I've heard watching YouTube videos yesterday, a 5 million people wait list? Are you kidding me? $3,000 phone, 5 million people wait list? Wow, that company's gonna make some serious money. And yes, I'm interested in that, I'm not gonna lie, but having my Note 20 Ultra right now, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll wait till that phone goes used. And I'll wait, 8, 9, 10 years to get it. So even though it's going to be old in 10 years, it's going to be new to me when I get it. So for right now, I'm happy with my Note 20 Ultra. And I have made past videos saying that this phone is a go. And I stand by everything that I've said. This phone is one of the best phones ever created by anybody. Samsung, my hat off to you for creating this phone and keeping a micro SD card slot on the SIM card tray for expandable storage. I kid you not, this phone is just awesome. I mean, it just has a lot of great features. I wish it had a headphone jack, but you can buy an adapter for it, but you don't want too many things sticking out of your phone. And even with this, to double expanded storage, this still can look cumbersome. It can just look ugly. Just takes away from the aesthetics of the phone. So just use it as is and you're good to go. Like I said, fantastic phone. Just get yourself a case because it can break and you don't want this thing to break. But like I said, you can still replace the digitizer, replace the battery, just in case it does break. Just get yourself another screen, watch a YouTube video on how to take it apart, and you're good to go. And that's the end of this video. I don't know about you, but like I said, you may say, why go back to an old phone? There's some new phones that has this, that, and the other. If there's something you like, get it and be happy with it. So that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed my content of the Note 20 Ultra again, because I'm going to keep talking about this phone for days, months, years out. If you like the content, like the video, definitely leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.